Hello, hello, it's Sandy Hannum, and tonight we're going to continue with our limiting beliefs episodes and are crushing those limiting beliefs. Those things that we say to ourselves, those things that we whisper to ourselves, those things that maybe other people told us that we know aren't, that we shouldn't believe, but we do. So, in Friday's episode, we really kind of conquered that limiting belief that your past controls your future. And just like in other episodes, we spent some time thinking about what we can do to rewrite that, to think about it in a different way. So, limiting belief number 5, and these are common to us as humans. We probably don't have all of them, but these are the limiting beliefs that kind of through my reading and my research and my coaching, have discovered that many of us have these same common beliefs. And so this belief talks about my resources are limited. Now, my resources are limited, even takes us one step farther or further out of our past and looks now at our current circumstances. Do you feel like your resources are limited? If you do, then this mentality, this limiting belief, assumes that there's only a limited amount of resources and options in the world. And so what happens is we start to operate out of a scarcity mindset. And it's kind of how we're wired already as humans, is to kind of operate out of a scarcity mindset, because we believe, and in some cases it's true, that there's only so many resources in the world to go around. And most of those resources we feel might be taken by other people. And so when we think like that, we kind of automatically assume that we don't have enough resources. So you might think to yourself, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough connections to achieve what I want to achieve. So because you assume that you don't have those resources, what happens is we don't take action. Instead of moving forward, we spin our wheels. And you think that in order to take action, you need to have more options at your disposal. You might need to have more money. You might need to have more help from other people. And that's just not the case. But like we've spoken about before, limiting beliefs, once we discover them, are fairly easy to crush if that's what we want to make sure that we do. But they're hard to find. And so we need to find our limiting beliefs before we can actually do something about them. So each night, Monday through Friday, I go through and kind of talk about it. So if you need to catch up on last week's videos, you probably want to do that because there might be a limiting belief that you have. So resources. So now that you've thought about it, well, how do we know that that's a limiting belief for us? You get uncomfortable when you hear me talking about it, or one of the things that often happens as well is the word because comes into our vocabulary. I can't write a book. I have a lot to say. I can't write a book because I'm not that smart. Because when you put because before it, it gave you your limiting belief, right? Your limiting belief And that sentence is, I'm not that smart. Um, I'm not able. I'm not able to get a new job because jobs are hard to come by. Your limiting belief is you have a scarcity mindset that jobs are hard to come by. And so, one of the ways that you can really tell if you have a limiting belief about something is the word because. Um, and I am going to, probably in tomorrow's video, I will link a blog post that talks about because. And so that's one way to find out. One way is that you're uncomfortable when people are talking about it. You're like, yeah, that's probably me. The other thing is that word because. Pay attention to when and how you use that word because. So the limiting belief is I don't have enough resources. So the empowering belief that I want you to replace it is there's more than enough to go around. The universe is full of abundant resources. I can get whatever I need to accomplish my wildest dreams. I create more of what I focus on. Because the reality is that we really do live in an abundant world. It has more than enough resources for everybody. There's no limit to the resources that we do have. We just have to start looking for them and opening ourselves up. Again, we've talked about the fact that once we start looking for something, or once we start believing something, good or bad, our subconscious is going to go out into the world and find evidence of that. So when we say we have abundant resources, your mind is going to start looking for resources. So this mindset is called an abundance mindset as opposed to a scarcity mindset. And again, as human beings, it's our natural inclination to think in a scarcity mindset. And so we really have to train our minds, especially our subconscious, we have to train our minds to think in a different way. So instead of believing that there are only a few resources available, you can believe that there's more than enough to go around. You do have what you need inside you to accomplish your dreams. Instead of dreaming small and limited, dream big. Because you know that everything you have is available to you. So your new belief will be that the universe has everything that you need in order to achieve your biggest dreams. You just simply have to believe in yourself and believe in the world, focusing on the abundance. After all, we do create more of what we focus on. And our mind, again, our mind will think about ways to go out into the world and kind of prove that we're right. And I really do believe that faith is probably the key. You must believe in yourself, believe in an infinite power, believe that the world holds good things for you. So what are our action steps for today? So first is I want you to repeat the daily affirmation that we're going to talk about. Now again, we've talked about affirmations being said in the present tense. And again, if you don't believe it or if you can't, I have a friend that says, just start with the word, a part of me believes. Because we want to create a pathway where you're not thinking of yourself as not telling the truth. So I want you to repeat a daily affirmation. The universe has my back and gives me everything I need to achieve my goals and dreams. I want you to make a list of all the specific things you need to receive in order to achieve your bigger hopes and dreams. That's putting your subconscious on notice. These are the things that I want you to pay attention to, right? Instead of focusing on what you don't have, fix your attention on what you do and what you want to receive. And then your subconscious mind will kind of start going out into the world and looking at that. It's like when you get a brand new car or a car, and it might be a silver Lexus, and all of a sudden you see silver Lexuses everywhere. Well, it's because now it's come into your consciousness and you start paying attention. I believe there's more than enough for me and that resources are plentiful. Everything I need to achieve my goals comes my way when I need them. It's really important when we're thinking about limiting beliefs that we kind of know where they come from and that we can find them. So tomorrow we're going to tackle how small successes add up to really making big progress. You might wonder, once you've tackled this, resources aren't an issue anymore. Now we can kind of go and look at goals, look at successes. But we're going to talk about the fact tomorrow that it doesn't really, life isn't necessarily all about the big wins. It's about those little tiny pieces of things that we do, maybe when nobody's watching, or when we don't feel like it. It's those little pieces and things that we can do in a very small way consistently to move ourselves forward. So thanks for listening to the Crushing Limiting Beliefs, and have a great rest of the night, and I will see you tomorrow.